Today, Nike occupies a prominent place in the shoe industry, thanks to high-profile advertising campaigns and stylish design. However, this popular brand hides an exciting story that begins with an ordinary runner whose goal was to improve the shoe production system, and his coach, who is passionate about the relationship between speed and design. Let's dive into the origins of this company and find out how the history of the famous Nike brand developed. The creators of the Nike brand. In 1964, Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight founded the Blue Ribbon Sports brand, which later turned into the Nike shoe giant. Bowerman was a fan of athletics and a coach at the University of Oregon. Knight was running and joined Bowerman's team. The future founders believed that the technology of shoe production could be improved. Bowerman sought to develop safe, comfortable, and affordable running shoes that would help improve the performance of his athletes. He offered Knight to customize his shoes according to his own design, and he accepted the offer. The story goes, the sneakers turned out to be so comfortable that another member of the team, Otis Davis, took them for himself and won gold in them in the 400-meter race at the 1960 Olympic Games. Davis still insists that Bowerman made this model for him personally. How did it all start? After graduating from the University of Oregon, Phil Knight continued his education by completing an MBA program at Stanford University. During this period, he developed an article in which he proposed to move the production of sneakers from Germany to cheaper labor in Japan in order to create shoes that compete with popular brands of the time. After successfully completing his studies and obtaining an MBA in 1962, Knight traveled to Japan to test his theory in practice. There he made a deal with the Japanese company Tiger to supply popular shoes to the United States. Although he offered his idea to several investors, Knight eventually decided to implement the project on his own. His longtime coach Bowerman supported his decision, and so, on January 25, 1965, Blue Ribbon Sports appeared in Eugene, Oregon. After founding Blue Ribbon Sports, Knight began selling imported shoes directly from the trunk of his car. It soon became clear that affordable and high-quality alternatives to Adidas and Puma, which then dominated the market, began to be in great demand. The first successes. In 1965, Bowerman offered Tiger a new sneaker design. Thanks to the comfortable and durable sole, it provided improved support while running. The new sneakers, called Tiger Cortez, appeared on the market in 1967 and gained instant popularity. However, around the same time, a conflict arose between Blue Ribbon Sport and Tiger. Knight claimed that the Japanese company was trying to terminate cooperation with Blue Ribbon Sport and destroy the company. Tiger accused Blue Ribbon Sports of selling its own version of Tiger Cortez under a new line of Nike shoes. In 1971, they officially ended their cooperation, after which Tiger sued Blue Ribbon Sports. The judge ruled that both companies can sell their own versions of the Tiger Cortez model. As a result, these sneakers, named Nike Cortez and Tiger Corsair, became the best-selling shoes from two different shoe manufacturers. Now Tiger Corsair is sold under the new sports brand Tiger, ASICS. After ceasing cooperation with Tiger, Blue Ribbon Sports turned into Nike. Initially, Knight wanted to rename the company to Dimension 6. However, Jeff Johnson, the first employee of Blue Ribbon Sports, suggested naming it after the Greek goddess of victory Nike, Nike, after he saw her in a dream. The new brand needed a logo, so Bowerman and Knight turned to Carolyn Davis, a design student at the University of Oregon in Portland. Knight chose the design with a tick without much enthusiasm, hoping that he would get used to it over time. Davis was paid $2 an hour and earned a total of $35 for creating the logo. In 1983, Knight, apparently having changed his mind about him, presented her with 500 shares of the company. The new Nike brand appeared on May 30, 1971, and continued the success of Blue Ribbon Sports thanks to the Tiger Cortez model and the innovative design of the waffle sole. The idea of creating it came to Bowerman during breakfast. He was thinking about ways to give the sneakers more grip and suddenly noticed the furrows in the waffles that his wife had prepared for him. These sneakers brought Nike a huge success, which was continued by other models. In the early years, the company continued to grow steadily, and in 1980 it went public. After that, Nike turned into a millionaire, owning shares worth $178 million. Nike's popularity was also promoted by thoughtful advertising companies. The most famous of them is Just Do It from 1988, which was supposedly inspired by the last words of the American criminal Gary Gilmore before the shooting. Let's do it. Nike Sports Stars. Nike has established productive partnerships with many famous personalities, including legendary basketball player Michael Jordan and talented golfer Tiger Woods. Over the past 2 decades, the brand's commercials have happily presented sports stars, such as tennis player Serena Williams, as well as world-famous footballers such as Ronaldo and Neymar. However, Nike's range is not limited to athletes only. Its versatile products have attracted artists as well. Rappers like Kendrick Lamar and Travis Scott have developed their own unique shoe models, and hip-hop star Drake has even presented his own collection in collaboration with Nike. This only confirms how influential and attractive the Nike brand has become in the world of sports and entertainment. Nike Air. In collaboration with aviation engineer Frank Rudy, Nike began investing in the creation of air shock absorbers and developed air trapping methods to increase the lightness and comfort of shoes. So in 1979, the Nike Tailwind model entered the market. The Nike Air technology developed by the company quickly found its application in shoes for various sports. In 1982, the Nike Air Force line appeared, and just 5 years later, in 1987, the iconic Nike Air Max sneakers were introduced. Since then, Nike Air collections have become an integral part of everyday fashion and are constantly being updated. Today, they have become popular not only among sports stars, but also among ordinary people who choose famous soles for comfort and style when traveling around the world. Nike Air continues to delight its fans with a unique combination of modern technologies and innovations that make their shoes in demand and loved by everyone. Nike and Jordan. In 1984, Nike signed one of its most successful contracts with Michael Jordan. Previously, the basketball player had never worn the brand's sneakers and hoped for cooperation with Adidas. However, he still agreed to work with Nike, which promised the future star $500,000 over 5 years, 2 Mercedes cars, and the joint development of a sneaker model. Jordan was famous for his high jumps during the games, and Nike was actively promoting Air soles at the time. As a result, the Air Jordans line appeared. The deal brought Nike a resounding success. Jordan quickly turned into a superstar, and Air Jordan sales totaled more than $100 million by the end of 1985. To date, this is one of the most popular Nike lines, and the Jumpman logo with Michael Jordan hanging in the jump is known to almost everyone. The beginning of the construction of the Nike empire. In the 1990s and 2000s, Nike began to expand its product line and produce clothing and equipment for football, golf, and other sports. Today, the brand's tech can be seen everywhere, from tracksuits to casual wear, fitness technology, and of course, sports shoes. In 2003, the company signed a contract with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and in 2008 with baseball player Derek Jeter. In 2012, the brand became the official supplier of clothing for the National Football League of the USA, and in 2015, the National Basketball Association of the USA and Canada. In addition, Nike has also absorbed several small companies. Among them, Converse, acquired in 2003 for $309 million, and Hurley International, which was owned by Nike from 2002 to 2019, and then was sold to Blue Star Alliance LLC. Nike's priorities. Nike's success was the result of constant innovation and timely investments, thanks to which the brand receives hundreds of millions of dollars annually. According to the official website, at the moment the company adheres to 3 main priorities. 1. People, ensuring diversity, equality, and inclusivity, responsible choice of suppliers, and community formation. 2. Planet, reduction of carbon emissions, waste and water consumption, as well as efficient use of chemicals. 3. Children. Within the framework of the Made to Play program, the company strives to provide more opportunities for sports to all representatives of the younger generation. Today, Nike unites a huge community of fans, continues to develop, and is likely to maintain its success for many years to come.